Hi, good evening, beautiful people. Thank you so much for joining us on Mathematics Live today. How has been your day? It's raining over here, and we thank God for that refreshing rain. Wow. So I'm Adeolo Kuneye, known as Coach D Mathematics, and I'm glad to welcome you to tonight's show. Tonight we'll be considering something good, something crucial. I believe that is that might be in the mind of quite a lot of people. You're welcome once again. So let's go on. What we are considering today, for some time now, from the beginning of this month, we've been considering dear girl, like trying to speak with the girl, with the girl child, and all, with especially the single girl. Really, that's what we have been talking with the single ladies in the house. And tonight we want to look at getting over, or tips in handling breakups in relationships. Tips in handling breakups in relationships. And I want you to understand that relationships and breakups, breakups in relationship is not something new. It's not something that has not been seen before. It's not something that maybe it's the end of the world. But I know that once it happens to someone, it might really mean like the end of the world for that person. But I want you to know it's not really the end of the world. And so please don't even consider the extreme of committing suicide, or giving up on life because someone has broken up with you. Girl, there is still so much more to live for. There's still a lot to live for. So please, I want you to just don't put this as part of the options. You say, Coach D, but I've invested so much in this relationship. I mean, we've promised each other. Even if you have made blood covenants, it is wrong. But that does not mean you should you should kill yourself. Do you understand? Now, I want to just share some tips with you, and we'll move on from there, trusting God that this will be of help to you. That girl that suffered in quotes from breakup, what we call breakfast these days, when you have been served hot, sizzling breakfast. And one of the reasons why it might be a lot more emotional for you is when somehow you have lost yourself in the relationship. Let me put it that way. A relationship in which you have put yourself in and you have lost yourself in it. You are no longer an individual. You live and breathe this guy. Every of your life depends on this guy. So it comes as a blow if eventually the guy breaks up with you, or if it's even you that broke up with him for one reason or the other. So I want us to look at this. What are the tips? What are the steps? What should you do? Like I said earlier, please don't even put it as part of your option that your life is over. Your life is not over. Your life cannot be over because of a relationship. We've had a lot of sad tales of someone taking in poison because the guy has gone out with someone, the guy has cheated on her, the guy has jilted her, the guy has done this and done that. So why now cut short your own destiny because of that? Now, the first thing I will tell you is this. Number one, please accept the fact that the relationship is over. It is denial that will make your healing tougher, will make your healing longer, will make your healing more difficult. When you keep denying, when you keep thinking that, oh, it's a dream, oh, I must win him back, oh, this and this must be, that and that must be. It's denial that will make you not to, move forward. eventually. So the first tip is, please accept. I mean, you don't want to be with someone who doesn't want to be with you. If someone has a reason to say he doesn't want to be with you any longer, why do you now want to, end your own life because of that fact? So the truth is this: accept. Okay, for some reasons this relationship is over, you have broken up and all. Accept that fact, that this has happened. Just accept it as a fact of life, so it becomes easier to go on into the next step. So, and like I said, one of the reasons that could make it a bit more difficult for you to accept is when your own life has been built around the guy. Perhaps you have linked up your financial existence to him, you have linked up your emotional support to him so much that you can hardly function on your own. These are the stuff that might make acceptance of the breakup more difficult for you. So in fact, if you're in a relationship now, it is not healthy for your life to depend on someone. It is, no matter the level of the love, your life cannot depend on someone. It's only God that can be everything to us. The truth is, no man can be everything to you. Even when you are married, breaking news, your husband cannot be everything to you. What I mean is this: you have to have some level of self-acceptance, self-confidence, and of course confidence in God, such that your husband has his rightful place in your life. The person you are going out with has his rightful place, but by all means, the person cannot take the whole space. The person cannot mean the world to you. All this, you mean the world to me. It sounds nice, it's romantic, but actually, no one can be the world to you. So the lesson there is this: even without the fear of breaking up, without thinking that, oh, this relationship will break up, normally a healthy relationship should not be one in which you are perpetually tied to someone, such that your very existence is tied to that person. You can hardly function. You don't have any form of self, you have not yet understood yourself and accepted yourself, and be able to relate with others with enough esteem. Your self-esteem depends majorly on this person. So it becomes so difficult when that relationship is over. That is the end. So what I'm saying right now is, number one, if you're in a relationship, please try as much as possible. Do not have a healthy self-esteem. Be sure that this person has a good place in your life. You are doing well with the person, but do not allow yourself to become a parasite. Do not allow the relationship to become unhealthy by being a parasite that you cannot exist without the other. Healthy relationships give room for enough self-esteem, and you love yourself, you love the person so much, but you won't allow yourself to become a parasite. So, like I said, the first thing is accept. If the relationship is over for one reason or the other, please accept that fact. Then it's easier to move on. Now, secondly, after accepting the fact, this is the basis. You have to accept. Like I said, you have to accept. Now, you can now evaluate. I know the past is past, let's move on and all. Yes, but just before you move on, I want to ask you to evaluate. In fact, the process of evaluation, you might need to ask people around you to please evaluate with you the relationship. We've seen cases in which we've seen some very unhealthy patterns in relationship, and even before the breakup, you've been raising alarms and saying, this thing doesn't look right, this thing isn't right, this sort of thing isn't right. So you might need to first of all evaluate the relationship, so that you are able to learn. See, my fear with people who feel that, okay, let me get married, I can get a divorce if it's not working, and on like that, is that when you see people who are divorced like that for for funny reasons, I'm not judging, but the truth is, if they get married again, there's still also the likelihood of that divorce still occurring again, because sometimes, not all the times, but sometimes some of these problems is actually with us, not even with the other person. That is why it's good to evaluate what happened in the relationship, evaluate, oh, I was a parasite, I made this guy to be my life source. I draw out my self-esteem from him. I draw out my financial sustenance from him. I gave myself to him sexually, without being married. I mean, maybe I became a wife without being, before becoming a wife. I've given so much so soon. Those are some of the things you need to look at. Are these some of the factors that contributed in this breakup? Evaluate the relationship. And the reason why you evaluate is to understand yourself more, to know your weaknesses, to know that actually this kind of person might not really fit with my life. So if someone else comes along, if I'm going out with someone else, I need to watch out for these characteristics. For instance, if the relationship had to break up because of violence, for instance, then you need to now ask yourself that, are there some signs that I ignored even initially? Maybe you started dating a guy, and first or second date you went out, this guy was backing at the waiters, backing at insulting drivers, insulting people as you're going, and you just think, oh, and when he wants to talk, you say, oh my dear, he comes out to open the door for you. To open the door of the car, you step out, you feel like a queen. Congratulations. The way he's been treating other people, you will soon extend the same thing to you. So those are the things we will now evaluate, that okay, were there telltale signs that I ignored, before going too deep into this thing. Evaluate the relationship. Please, by all means, evaluate, so that something good can even come out of that breakup. Something good in terms of life lessons, in terms of, okay, I can do this better next time. Oh, or even me, the fact that, okay, perhaps I'm not even ready for a relationship. Perhaps I have a lot of toxic stuffs within me that is, that I'm spilling over to someone else. Those are the sort of things you need to do. And by all means, if you need to speak with a counselor on this process of evaluating, see, it is great. It is great. It is great. You can speak to a professional counselor and open up on the scenario. And even stuff you do not think about, stuff you did not think mattered, can be pointed out. And you can have a way forward from there. Then after this, I'll say forgive. This is very important, please. You need to forgive. I mean, if you don't forgive the other person, I'll start with the other person, that guy. If you don't forgive him, especially when it is him that served you the breakfast, that broke up with you. If you do not forgive, it's as though you are carrying a dead weight within you. It keeps weighing you down. It keeps slowing you down. It's just as though you are tying a dead body around you, all going around with a dead body tied around you. What happens? The stink begins to stink, the body begins to stink, and begins to eat you up. That's what it does. So, by all means, you need to forgive. If after evaluating, you see, this guy has really done me bad, it's been a bad guy, you have to forgive. Because someone has said that when you hold on to offenses, it's like you are drinking poison on behalf of someone, hoping that it's that person that will die. Because this person, for all you care, might have moved on so well. In fact, might have served you that breakfast by you seeing his wedding invitation. That one happens. You might think you are dating someone and the person is not dating you. And at the end of the day, you know, a lot is happening. You might be dating him. You might feel you are dating him. But he's not dating you. So you suddenly just find out that he has gone for his introduction and he's getting married next month. And so you are devastated. And meanwhile, you are the one that have been performing the wifely duties. You have been going to his place. You have been doing all sorts for him. You have been doing all sorts with him. You have been warming his bed. You have been there for him. You might even have been giving him money, you know, when he has been low on cash. In short, you have invested everything. And the man gave you the shock of your life by getting married to someone else. So when you now don't forgive, you know what happens? This guy is already married with his wife. Even if you curse him, if you do all sorts, the thing might not work. Well, because already you yourself, you have put yourself, you know, in a position that isn't right from the beginning. So what I'm saying in essence is that you can't afford not to forgive. See it as a favor to yourself when you forgive. And much more, you know, as believers, God wants us to forgive. So you can't move on. Just know that you can't move on with bitterness. So a very, very important area of this, you know, handling breakups is to forgive. Now, it's easy to say, okay, forgive the other person. Okay, I've forgiven him. How about forgiving yourself? That also is important. You need to forgive yourself, because, you know, you might have evaluated it and said, oh, I have messed up. Oh, how did I come about? Oh, I did this. Oh, I have aborted 12 times for him. Oh, I have done this. Oh, I have done that. So you find it difficult to forgive yourself. My dear, you need to forgive yourself to move on. You need to forgive yourself to move on. In spite of it all, I know you have messed up. Yes. He has exploited you. You have given yourself to be exploited. Yes, forgive yourself. Say, I forgive myself. I forgive myself. I could remember some times ago we were speaking with someone over some events that has to do with someone that she had the child from that relationship was already, you know, almost a teenager at that time. Almost, you know, at least more than a toddler, almost going to her teenage years. And somehow I've forgotten if I know the details now or not, but I could remember we were telling her that she needed to forgive the man. And she was just like, oh, and I could understand, I could feel her. So just started telling her, okay, mention his name, so and so I forgive you. So and so I forgive you. So and so I forgive you. She kept saying that. You can do that. You can, you know, you have to keep saying it that, oh, this person I forgive you. This person I forgive you. And you see, it works. Because you just find out that instead of this bitterness, like I said, if you don't forgive, you are carrying around a dead body. Nobody would do that. No sane human being would tie a dead body on himself and go around with it. No matter how you love the person that died, you won't tie their body and go around and sleep on the same bed and go around with dead bodies. That's what happens when we don't forgive. So you need to forgive so that you can be free, so that you can move on. For many cases, the guy in question would have moved on. In fact, you could just be part of the statistics. He might not even remember you again because you are not the first. And you might not even be the last of people he will deal with like that. So why don't you want to forgive? You need to forgive so that you can move on to a better life for yourself. And of course, you need to also ask God to forgive you if you have transgressed. If the relationship, in fact, was an ungodly relationship, was a relationship in which God was not honored, a relationship which, even maybe from the start, you knew you were not supposed to be in the relationship, but you just forced yourself into it. If you need to settle with God, please, you have to, and receive a new lease of life. Remember the woman by the well. Jesus did not condemn her when she came and Jesus asked her for water in the book of John chapter 4. and she was saying, oh, I'm Samaritan and this and that. And Jesus said, in fact, you've had, he said, go and call your husband. He said, I don't have husband. Jesus was saying, you have like, I think five husbands, and even the man you are with now is not your husband. And that struck a chord in her because she had a past. In fact, not just the past, she had a present that was rotten too, because she was living with someone that wasn't her husband. But Jesus still accepted her and helped her. She became the one telling people about Jesus. So I want you to know that no matter what, you might have aborted in that relationship 10 times. Jesus can still forgive you if you ask for his forgiveness. He can still give you a new lease of life. Yes, you might live with some of the scar. I hope your womb is not yet affected and all of that, but Jesus is set, is ready. I mean, he's ever ready to forgive and to cleanse you as if you never did it. Yes, you might still feel, oh, wow, I'm dirty, I'm this. But with Jesus, with God, once you have asked for forgiveness, you've made your way right with him. It's easier to move on that way. And he's going to give you the grace. He's going to make all things new. Yes, he's going to make all things new by the grace of God. So then I think the last point or so that I'll discuss is that you need to move on. I know a lot of people say it, move on, move on, move on. What's there, move on? Now, how do you move on? Because sometimes you might think, oh, it's easier said than done. How do I move on? Because there could be various circumstances surrounding that relationship that broke up. But then, how do you move on? You need to, first of all, discover yourself anew. Who am I? You need to, understand who you are again. Understand who God is to you. I'm telling you how to move on. You can take a step back. Maybe go on a short retreat or a short vacation or whatever. Or a short time of staying in your house if you don't have anywhere to go as vacation. A short time of staying in your house and trying to discover who you are, pray and all of that. And then even in the midst of the time out, you should try and entertain yourself. Discover yourself afresh that, oh, I love watching movies. But maybe because of the relationship, you have not done any of your hobbies. Everything is as this. Your life was suspended because of relationship. Go back to those things that really appeals to who you are. Okay, I love reading novels. Get novels, read. I love doing this. I love handcrafts. By all means, get them. Rediscover who you are, who you used to be. Rediscover your real person. That could also be a good time to link up with your siblings that you grew up together. You talk, you reminisce over past times, of who you. It helps you to go back to your roots. It helps you to go back to yourself. That, okay, you might be in an abusive relationship, so that you might have been in an abusive relationship that you felt you had no worth again. This is the time to reorientate yourself and go back. That they used to say that if I cook that time, everybody loves my cooking. By all means, cook. Call your friends together, cook for them. Let them say, we want more, we want more. Rediscover yourself. Release yourself to enjoy life in a godly way. So those are the things you can do. And also, please look at, okay, how can I add value? What can I do that someone else will be a blessing to someone else? Do I need to join units in the church? Do I need to start a project, an NGO thing and all? What do I need to do to add value back to life, to this life? It shouldn't just be all about me. What can I do? How can I serve? Where can I serve? And of course, it's a time to be serious with your work. If you are doing your work, it's time to be serious with your business. Now, let me sound a note of caution. In doing that, please just be sure that you are not using activities to cover up any of all these things I've said. That you have not accepted that the relationship is over, you have not evaluated, you have not forgiven. You are now using activities to cover up, and you are working out of 24 hours a day, you are working 20 hours. You are there. You are just everywhere just to cover up. No. That's not it. That one is not moving on, because a day will come where everything will crash. That means you are building up pressure. It's a pent energy. The energy is pent up such that you are just trying to cover it up. That will not do. Please don't do that. The way I've arranged it, by God's grace, you accept that relationship is over for. You evaluate what has been happening, what happened, how did it happen, how this and that. You forgive the person, forgive yourself, ask God for forgiveness. Then you now move on. Is this moving on that you are creating a new niche for yourself? I know of a woman that she came out of an abusive marriage, and according to her, she explained a lot of things that went on in the marriage, which was quite terrible, if I must say. Now, I believe she has processed a lot, of those things. She is now doing things, she's trying to add value. She's doing some projects now on, I don't want to go into details, but she's doing some things now that I believe is making her more, more useful, especially to people that might be going through similar things or whatever. So just ask yourself, how can I add value? And ask God to tell you what to do. So that by the time you are doing that, see, the right person, you will meet the person by God's grace. As you are in the right place, doing the right things, adding value, the right person will come your way. And then you live your life. See, being single is not a cause, so it's not a defect or a disability or something. I don't know how to put it. It's not something that you say, it's just because I'm single. I would have, just because. I mean, it's not something that is, I know marriage is desirable, yes. But please, look at this single phase as a good time too. Because by the time you marry, you can look back at those times and say, thank God, we were single, we did this, we were this and that. So you have stories to tell your children. I hope you've been blessed this evening, because sincerely, I trust God that you will come out of every breakup, you will come out stronger, you will come out better, you share your testimony. So in case you need to speak with someone, you have gone through breakup, you are about to break up or anything like that, or generally on relationship and marriage, my matches consult, Coachmide and myself, we are available. And let me remind you, we are certified professional counselors, faith-based, and we are professional counselors, we are married mentors and relationship coaches. So you are free to reach out to us. You can reach out to us on DM, and we're going to tell you how we can interact better. And our fees are so affordable, such that it affords you the opportunity to receive professional counseling in a faith-based environment, and you're going to be better for it. So don't die in silence, I beg you. Don't struggle in silence. Open up. I will be glad to be of help. So we love you until we see you again, same time next week by the grace of God. Greetings to everyone behind the camera. Coachmide, I don't know, he sets up for us. So thank you to him. Sister Missy, thank you so much. God bless you, and bye for now.